Hey everybody, welcome to Yeah Buddy. Today we are showing you another, episode, if you will, of the street sweeping day and adventures of how New Yorkers that are fortunate enough to own a car have to have the burden, so to speak, of moving their car on a weekly basis or sitting in it while the no parking signs are up. I'm walking to it, I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to try to secure a better spot on my block. So we'll check in soon. It's kind of a cold, miserable, rainy day. I do want to get the car a little bit closer to our apartment. Not that 4 blocks is bad by any means, but you know, we're just gonna move it for fun today, I guess. So we'll start driving here in just a second. All right, time to rock and roll. Back up a little bit and not push the car behind us. Okay. So you always want to have your mirrors out in New York, and mine are not, apparently, so I couldn't see what's going on. It's on a side street. I think I parked here late on a Friday. And there was a giant pile of trash that I parked by. Huge pile of trash. It was so big, I almost had to search underneath the pile of trash to see if there was a fire hydrant there. Fortunately, there was a nice person that parked about 2 cars in front of me that said, "No, man, you're good. You can park there. You can park there." And so it was just an example, I guess, of New Yorkers taking care of other New Yorkers when they clearly see that they're looking around for answers. 38 degrees, I guess. It's not bad. Growing up in Minnesota, it was much worse at this time, so I cannot complain. Okay. You have to be a super defensive driver in New York City because there are people and cars and stuff that pop out of nowhere, and people that will try to cut you off, bicyclers. Unfortunately, there were some shots that were fired off the other night on this corner. I don't think anybody was hurt, but you know, still not that comforting that there's a rising level of gunfire and different things going on in my neighborhood. Okay, here we go. Looks like this side of the street is clearing out a little bit. Oh yeah. So we are going to I'm going to do it so slick that I can pull in forward. What a lucky day. I don't even really have to go crazy on the parallel parking. When I took my driver's test a long time ago, and if you look at my parallel parking video, this is not a good example of parallel parking because I did it forward, but I'm much better at actually going backward. Anyway, long story short, you probably want to be no more, we'll say, than 10 inches from the curb. I don't know what it is. I'll look it up afterwards and post it in the comments. But let me know what your state laws are in terms of parking distance from the curb when you do parallel parking. I'm sure it's just some riveting information that we're all interested in hearing. All right, I'm going to actually share one story with you today. So this is back when I was living in Minneapolis doing undergrad. This is before I joined the military. I had what could only be referred to as a very loved, dumpy Toyota Tercel. It's a 93 Toyota Tercel. I think it had over 200,000 miles on it. My dad got it from an auction at the hospital that he was working at as a maintenance man. I think he got it for $500 because it had hit a deer. The front headlight was falling out. The whole hood was ransacked. The locks didn't work, so I had to keep it unlocked. In fact, the first winter that I had it down in Minneapolis, I tried, it was probably like 40 below, so I tried to unlock the doors in the freezing cold, and I think I destroyed my keys and I destroyed the lock in the process. So after that point, never locked it again. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to get back in because it's super cold. So I was in South Minneapolis, living by the Metrodome, but almost as tough as New York City in terms of finding parking. So I'd have to drive around quite a bit and find it. And one night I had found a decent parking space, kind of in a dark street. I parked between a couple nice cars, and my car was not nice. Always left the doors unlocked, left as I mentioned, and had stuff probably all over it. It was just a mess. Anyway, I show up the next morning, 8 a.m. The windows of the car in front of me and the car behind me were busted. Somebody had clearly gone through, breaking windows, looking for stuff to steal. My car, untouched.
Sweet.
Nothing. Doors weren't open. Nothing was out of place in the vehicle. So I guess the moral of this story, so to speak, is sometimes it pays to have a dumpy vehicle. At the block here, about a week ago, I saw a nice BMW SUV. And if anybody knows what BMW stands for, it's not Bavarian Motor Works. It is break my windows, and that is exactly what happened to that BMW. Front window, boom,
baby, boom.
Broken. Bummer for that guy, because it probably costs thousands of dollars to get that window replaced. All right, here comes the street sweeper. Anyway, so that's it for today. I'm not going to do much more. I don't think it gets any more exciting than what you've already seen. I'm going to set up my shop and work from my car. Fortunately, I'm able to work from home right now, so that's why I'll be working from my car. But you hit me up if you have any great parking stories from New York. There's always something interesting happening here. I hope everybody's out there staying safe, staying healthy, keeping positive. I'm not going to tell you to subscribe to my channel, but I do appreciate your support. Yeah, buddy.